Coming up on this episode of MPS Now, fifth graders travel to Naval Station Norfolk to learn about STEM. Old Dominion University welcomed high school students to their science departments. And new trees were planted by students on the grounds of Southside STEM Academy. Later in the show, we'll talk about the impact classroom libraries are having on high school students. All that and more next on MPS Now. Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. Approximately 2,500 fifth graders from around the district traveled to Naval Station Norfolk for the third annual STEM Day. Students were able to see a variety of Navy vehicles and even walk on the deck of an aircraft carrier. In addition, they participated in several hands-on STEM activities from a wide array of groups and organizations. Prior to the event, students learned about the geography of the city of Norfolk and the naval base, along with the effects of sea level rise will have on both. Being able to see the naval station firsthand helped these fifth graders understand its importance to the community and think about possible careers for themselves in the future.
I think it's a great opportunity to highlight all the hard work that we do here at Naval Station Norfolk. As the commanding officer, it's a wonderful opportunity for me to open up the base to our local community, who, for those who've served around the world, there's certainly no better place to call home than Norfolk. And for the fifth graders in particular, we enjoy doing this because, again, we get to show how science, technology, engineering, and math will serve you in the Navy or in any career on the outside world.
Ultimately, I think there's two things that we really hope for. We hope that they are seeing the emphasis of STEM as an important function of the city of Norfolk and career opportunities for them, as well as having a sense of pride in their community in Norfolk Public Schools.
Juniors and seniors from all 5 Norfolk high schools attended Old Dominion University's first ever Science Connection Day on a Saturday in late October. The event was designed to introduce students to the school's College of Sciences and included extensive tours of a wide variety of departments. The main objectives of this day were to get students excited about science while encouraging them to continue their studies after high school at Old Dominion University.
We want to instill the passion of science and research, and I want them to really think of themselves being part of these teams and these labs that they're seeing, and I want them to envision, their careers, what they could look like by just being present and getting involved and, getting their hands dirty and doing some research.
I really liked walking around the physics labs and seeing all that stuff and them explaining everything. I might want to minor in chemistry when I'm in college. I don't know yet fully though, but it's pretty interesting so far.
I thought the chemistry stuff was pretty cool when they put the different metals on the X-ray spectrometer. I haven't put a lot of thought into colleges, and I know I should, but it's definitely on the list of possible colleges.
We want to ensure that our students are engaged in science and they see the opportunities that are out there. These are high school seniors who they could stay right here in our local area to go to college. They don't have to go 3 and 4 hours away. They can get a quality science education, higher ed education right here in Norfolk at Old Dominion University.
All year long, students at Southside STEM Academy at Camp Estella have been learning about trees and what they mean for the environment. Recently, some students put their green thumbs to good use as they beautified the school grounds by planting trees.
Well, it's a great opportunity for the children here at the school to learn the importance of trees to the ecosystem and the benefits that trees provide the city. We also were able to send the children on a couple of field trips out to the Norfolk Botanical Gardens and to the city nursery, so they could see really how trees are grown, the importance of trees, the importance of pollinators, bees and butterflies and birds and insects, to the ecosystem as a whole, the importance of trees as a food source, and this supports their learning system here as a STEM school, the importance of science, plants. And so we really see this as kind of a holistic program for the kids here.
It was fun, interesting, and I have learned lots of things. I have learned that if mulch touches the stem of the tree, it could kill the tree. And the mulch has to be 2 to 3 inches deep.
He showed us how to dig it up, how to plant a tree, somebody hold the tree, and then we spread the soil around. And then we put the root out so it won't wrap around the tree, so it won't cut off the tree. And then when we dig the soil in, we push it down so it can go under, but we can't put the soil on top of the root.
With the help of volunteers from Bank of America and the City of Norfolk, students helped plant 81 native trees. This project has given these students a new perspective.
I look at trees differently. I realize that trees are more important now because it takes effort for them to grow, and as you're taking care of them, they repay you with fruit.
I'm interested because I like doing shovel work and planting work. I like planting trees, so it would be interesting to me because I'll probably do this when I get older.
2 former superintendents from the recruitment firm of McPherson and Jacobson invited students from all 5 high schools to participate in a question and answer session focused on the hiring of the school system's new superintendent. 4 questions were asked during the hour-long forum, and students were eager to give their opinions on everything from the good and bad features of the district to what qualities they felt the new superintendent should possess.
It's eye-opening. It's like I actually get to participate in the choosing of the superintendent, voice my opinions of what I believe should be good qualities and characteristics of a new superintendent. And I think that everyone should be able to participate in this so they can voice their opinions, because I know I can't speak for everybody in my school, but I can speak for a small group.
I feel like it's a great opportunity. You know, they pick kids from all schools, not just one, and we're able to sit down and hear other schools and what their problems are, and say we're not the only school that has a problem, and we can express it, and they take it in and take it to the person who got to make the choice. Yeah.
What is most impressive to me is the passion that all of the groups have, that they want to see an outstanding superintendent lead this district, and everyone pretty much has the same goal. They want Norfolk to be an outstanding school district that's well respected throughout not only the area, but the entire state and country.
170 students from 6 middle schools came together at Booker T. Washington High School to show off their athletic prowess at the 5th annual Big Feet Meet.
The Big Feet Meet is a really important event for our children with special needs to come out and experience different activities and challenge themselves and enjoy this beautiful weather. It's really fun to get out here and show the kids that we're all supporting them and meet them and give high fives, and it's a really good feeling being out here.
Under sunny skies, students with special needs enjoyed 11 stations that included softball toss, cornhole, and a 50-yard dash. Volunteers from Norfolk State, Old Dominion, and the police department, along with other students, helped provide an atmosphere of inclusion and unity.
The opportunities that Norfolk provides for special needs children are more than the other school systems around. They have chorus, after-school programs, and they provide transportation, so it's really a blessing for the working parents to be able to leave their kids and have activities for the special needs children to have.
It truly is a great opportunity for these students. Just the ability to come out and just start competing against themselves, doing their best that they can, performing at a level that they may not have thought about is just really important for the students. It gives them the strength, the courage to try new things, the willingness to do it, and knowing that there's people here in our community that want to help them even supports this philosophy even more, because that will get them to the next levels that they need. And parents probably love it because it brings the community together and showing that we are a community as a whole interested in every student in Norfolk Public Schools.
Award-winning children's book author Derek Barnes visited Lindenwood Elementary and read his most recent book release, The King of Kindergarten, to students in pre-K through 2nd grade. Clever Communities in Action invited the author to the school, not just to promote a love of reading, but also to instill confidence in these enthusiastic youngsters by introducing them to an author they can relate to.
The children are so excited. So there is a lot of energy here at Lindenwood Elementary. Before Derek even came, they made crowns in art class. So they have their little crowns on their heads with their own little decorations, and they are super excited. And so it allows them to see up close and personal people who are creating this art, and for them to see, hey, I can do this if I want to.
I didn't meet my first black male author until I was 24. So I think it's important that children see, what they aspire to become. Someone in this audience may be the next children's book author, may be best-selling children's book author, but the fact that they can see it and it's tangible makes it possible for them. So I think it's extremely important.
Just a few days later, free eye examinations were made available to every Lindenwood Elementary student. During the special Saturday event, students were given a pre-screening and, if needed, a full eye exam by volunteer optometrists. Representatives from Homer Optical and Essilor of America then helped students who needed glasses choose a pair, which will be delivered to the school in a few weeks, free of charge. Their goal is to provide these children with a basic but invaluable tool, clear eyesight.
If you have a child who doesn't see well, they don't know that they can't see well. They don't know the difference. And so we have to give them something to compare to, because kids who don't see very well, they get put in the wrong class, they can be marginalized in a lot of ways, and all they're struggling to do is to see. This is as good as it gets. This is why we go to work every day. Now, usually we're selling eyewear, and we're proud to do it, but this is a whole different level.
This is really awesome and beneficial to everybody involved. I mean, I never would have thought that a school could provide so much for their students. Everybody was friendly, they were telling jokes, laughing, making sure the kids are smiling, making sure everybody was comfortable and easy, so it was pretty cool.
The Colgate Dental Mobile made a stop for students at St. Helena Elementary as part of their Bright Smiles, Bright Futures program. During this special visit, which was sponsored by the National Council of Negro Women in Norfolk, these youngsters got a dental screening and learned everything they needed to know about proper dental health.
We are talking to the children about how to prevent cavities, which 60 to 90% of children worldwide experience cavities. So we're talking about, we're trying to increase their awareness of what to do to prevent cavities, like brushing twice a day with a fluoride toothpaste, flossing at night, choosing snacks that don't stick and are sweet, okay, and limiting snacking to twice a day, and also going to the dentist and the hygienist twice a year. It's very important. It has a lot to do with their overall health, their image of themselves, and how far they get in the future.
On October 23rd, Norfolk Public Schools banded together for Unity Day, a day of kindness, acceptance, and inclusion. Schools across the district organized events that highlighted ways to help students recognize how to overcome bullying and be more accepting of others. Orange was the color of the day, as students and staff were encouraged to dress in the color to bring the importance of being kind and accepting into the spotlight. Booker T. Washington's junior running back, Rodney Hammond, one of the most sought-after players in the class of 2021, made a verbal commitment before the Booker's homecoming game.
I chose the University of Pittsburgh because, everything about them I love, and then, I'm going off, what have had me successful to go to the next level. I'm not just trying to play football. I want to go to the NFL, and I want to get my family out of here. That's the number one goal, always.
A lot of people wait till their senior years to declare. What made you, as a junior, to make this decision now?
I felt like I'm a grown man. I can make a grown man decision. So, the schools that offer me, if you really want me, you still offer me, because anything can happen. But I'm going off for the love, where the love coming from right now. Wherever my heart going to, that's where I'm going. So that's why I chose Pittsburgh.
If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to contact us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Stay tuned for more NPS Now. Welcome back to NPS Now. I have a special guest with me here today, Gwen Collins. She's the Senior Coordinator of English, and we're here to talk about classroom libraries. So welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we always like to have you come on and talk about the great literacy things that we're doing in our schools. And so I understand there are some schools that have classroom libraries. What are those?
So a classroom library is exactly what it sounds like. It's a small little library in a classroom that gives students access to books at any time during the day in their classrooms.
So why is it important for students in every grade level to have a classroom library?
Well, what we really want to make sure is that our students have access to books at their fingertips, and so that they can just reach and grab a book right in their classroom. And also we are coordinating this effort with our libraries that are our media centers that are in our schools as well, and they can help teachers add more books to their classroom libraries.
How many books do we want them to have in their classrooms?
Our goal right now is to have about at least 300 books in every classroom library across Norfolk Public Schools, kindergarten through 12th grade.
How are they getting these books?
Well, there's a huge effort. Teachers are always looking out for books, but we really want to support teachers and make sure that we are providing diverse books, authentic texts that they can bring into their classroom libraries. School principals are purchasing books for their teachers, for the classroom libraries, for their students, and so it's really become a huge effort across the district to make sure that we have a wide variety of books in all of our classrooms.
So how do the teachers select the books, the type of books they want to include in their library?
Well, we start with just thinking about fiction books and nonfiction books, and then they talk to their students and see what kinds of books are our students interested in, and so we start to look for those types of books as well. So from graphic novels to nonfiction books about animals or sports, athletes that are famous athletes that our students would want to read about. And so there's a wide variety from magazines as well, and looking at different types of texts for our students.
Why is it important to offer this variety?
For many reasons. One, we want our students in text and reading providing as many opportunities as we can for them to read. Another thing is it builds background knowledge and their vocabulary base when students are reading a wide variety of text. And that ends up impacting their reading proficiency and impacting student achievement as well.
Let's take a look at one of our classroom libraries at Booker T. Washington High School.
Well, my library is a mixture of fictional titles, nonfiction. I've got poetry books, I've got magazines, I've got some of those graphic novels that our students are into nowadays. One of the things that I wanted to make sure that we did here as a department was that we choose titles that we know students are going to be interested in, subjects, genres that will grasp the students' interest right away.
It's excellent. It actually expands my vocabulary and it gives me a better understanding on how others feel. I think it's great. It gives you a different perspective on things, especially coming in and reading for like 15 to 20 minutes.
I mean, it's good, getting that first, 20, 15 minutes, whatever we're doing, however many minutes, and just reading. It's fun, getting not what she picks, but we get to pick, our books and what, we want to listen to, what we want to, read, so it's fun.
Being able to have choice is the thing that keeps students motivated, engaged in reading, and allowing them the opportunity to say what they want to read or say what they're interested in helps as well. Now, there is an accountability piece to all of this, and that's where the journaling comes in. But the journal topics are also choice. I give them a list of topics, and at the end of their 15 minutes of reading, they choose one of those journal topics to write about.
I think it's great how she asks different questions like, how does this relate to your life, or how can you connect to this, who's the protagonist, antagonist, how do you suggest this book to anybody? I think it's great.
It's good, the way it looks, it's so chill. It's not, some uptight, hard chairs or, cozy as the lights are off. I think it's like a safe space. It's home.
You know, when you walk in here, it's not like any other classroom. It's home.
What kind of impact do you think the classroom library has on students?
I think that it's building a community of readers and that our students are excited about books. When you walk into our schools, you're going to start to notice a difference where students are talking about books, teachers are talking about books. You're going to see book suggestions as you walk down the hall. And I think it's having a very positive impact on our students, on that you can read a book for enjoyment and learn all kinds of things as you're reading.
Do you think people will be surprised to know that there are classroom libraries in high schools?
I definitely do, and I think that you know, we need to offer our high school students a wide variety of texts that they can read about people that are like them, that look like them, and they can connect to characters in some of the books that they're reading. And I think it offers them a wide variety of things that they can start to learn about and think about as they move into the future of careers and college and what things they're interested in.
And you're wearing the shirt today, but how do you feel this fits into our 14.2?
It fits perfectly into our Read 14.2, where we're really trying to make sure that every student every day has an opportunity to read 14.2 minutes, something of choice, so a self-selected book of choice that they can enjoy and tell others about. And so the more that you read, the better that you become a reader. So our Read 14.2 isn't the only time you would read during the school day, but it's a time where students are offered that opportunity to read anything that they would be interested in reading.
How does it fit into the non-negotiables that the district has?
It's actually one of our non-negotiables that our students have time for independent reading, and so that they can start to build that stamina of reading something for a longer time. But of course, they're also going to be reading in their English class and their history class and science and math, and so we're trying to make sure there's lots of opportunities out there for our students to engage in text and read different types of text.
So how does having a classroom library and an allocated time for daily reading change how teachers communicate with students about literacy?
Well, I think one of the number one things that it does is it builds a relationship between the teacher and the student, because they can start to talk about books together. Teachers can start to understand what their students' interests are, and it also shows the importance of reading and what a powerful tool that can be.
Mm-hmm. What's the ultimate goal of having these classroom libraries?
Our ultimate goal is always student achievement, and so this will increase our reading proficiency, but at the same time, it's building a community of readers across Norfolk Public Schools.
This is great, and it's good to know that we have classroom libraries.
I know.
So parents need to know that.
They do need to know that.
Yeah, so great for having you on the show and sharing this information with us today.
Great, thank you for having me.
Great. And we want to thank you for watching MPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS, Channel 47, or you can view us online at www.mpsk12.com. If you have any great story ideas or events happening at your school, please be sure to email us at mpsnews@mpsk12.com. Again, we want to thank you for watching MPS Now.